There is a high chance that you are not making as many free decisions in your life as you think you are. In fact, most of your decisions today are probably just repetitions of decisions you made yesterday, and the day before that, and months before that. Think about your normal day. You wake up, you reach for your phone, you check the same apps, you think the same thoughts, you react to things in a way that feels automatic, and you call it normal life. But what if that is not normal life? What if that is just a loop, playing on repeat? Most people think they are building their life every day, but in reality, they are replaying it. And the most dangerous part is they don't even notice it happening, because repetition doesn't feel like control. It feels like personality. Chapter 1. You are on a loop. Imagine if your day had a replay button, and every night it reset back to the morning. Same thoughts, same reactions, same emotional responses, same choices. Now imagine that replay continues for 5 years. Nothing dramatic has to happen for your life to feel stuck. You don't need failure. You don't need tragedy. You just need repetition. Because repetition slowly turns into direction, and direction eventually becomes identity. That is how most lives are built, not through one big decision, but through thousands of small, repeated ones. Chapter 2. Why your brain repeats life. Your brain does not care about your dreams. It cares about efficiency. Its job is not to make you successful. Its job is to make you predictable. Because predictability feels safe, so your brain builds shortcuts. It takes repeated thoughts and turns them into automatic responses. At first, you choose your reactions, but after enough repetition, your reactions start choosing you. This is why people say things like, "I always do this." "I don't know why I reacted like that." "I keep repeating the same mistake." It feels like confusion, but it is not confusion. It is conditioning. Chapter 3. The loop you don't see. Every pattern in your life follows a cycle. Something happens, you interpret it. You feel something, you react, and your brain records it. For example, someone doesn't reply to your message. Your brain immediately creates a story. Maybe they are ignoring me. That story creates emotion, anxiety. Then comes action, checking your phone again, refreshing, waiting, overthinking. And when the message finally arrives, your anxiety drops. Your brain learns something very important. It learns, this behavior reduced discomfort. So next time, it repeats the same loop faster. This is how invisible patterns form, not through logic, but through emotional repetition. Chapter 4. Why change feels wrong. Here is something most people don't understand. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace. Because your brain trusts what it recognizes, even if it hurts. That is why people stay in situations they don't like. That is why people delay change. That is why people keep going back to the same habits, even when they clearly know better. Because the unknown feels like risk, but the familiar feels like identity. So your brain chooses identity over improvement, even if that identity is limiting you. Chapter 5. You are not your pattern. One of the biggest illusions you carry is this: I am like this. But most of what you call you is just repeated behavior, not identity, not truth, just repetition. And anything that is learned through repetition can also be unlearned through interruption. The pattern is not permanent. It is just familiar. Chapter 6. How the Loop Breaks. You do not break patterns by fighting them. You break them by interrupting them. There is always a small moment between trigger and reaction. Most people skip that moment. They react instantly. But if you can pause, even for a second, you create space. And in that space, choice. And choice is where change begins. Not motivation, not pressure, not discipline, just awareness. Your life right now is not a result of one decision. It is the result of repeated ones. And that means something very important. If repetition built your current life, then different repetition can build a new one. You don't need to change everything today. You only need to change one response. The next time the same situation appears, do not repeat the old reaction automatically. Pause and choose differently. Because the moment you respond differently, you are no longer the same version of yourself. And that is how new identities begin. One response at a time.